Alright. What is up, everyone? I'm pretty sure no one can really tell, but I'm in a new location right now. I just moved back to college, and I'll be honest, I've been stressed for the past few weeks, but but now that I'm actually here, I'm actually really glad to be back. 'Cause I missed a lot of the people that I've been with over here. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my parents, but it's also nice to be back with some of my classmates, especially. But at the same time, I also want to take some time to enjoy doing other stuff that I love. And that in particular is art, so actually I'm gonna dial this back down a little. Oh, maybe it's just a case of it's incredibly loud in my ears, so yeah, that'll... I mean, I don't know. Let me know if it's too loud on the other side, just type in chat, say whatever, I don't know. I'm just here to have a great time and get a little... and actually, hopefully finish this piece and continue working on the other thing I'm working on. Although, that's gonna be a bit more complicated, mostly because I have a rough idea of where I'm going with it, but not really much else, because I only really... for that one, I only have the outline of the gesture that I want done. But, yeah. But for now, I'm just looking to have a bit of a relaxing evening, because I actually had the opportunity to talk to one of my favorite teachers. I think I have like 3 favorite teachers. Well, 2 or 3, and all of them are just science nerds. I mean, one I think is more into biology than anything else, but he's still one of my favorites, only because I think his request was the most ridiculous one I received and the one I enjoyed working on the most. And it was basically a gift for his daughter, who I know and love. But then again, I was also in middle school, so looking back, it's also a little cringy. But I got back in contact with one of my favorite teachers, and he was just really happy to see me. And I think most of why he's so happy to see me is because I was worried at the end of last semester that I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to continue going, because a lot of ridiculous stuff happened, and I was just incredibly worried about my parents and where I was going, but thank the heavens, I'm trying to turn a lot of what I thought was wrong in my life around, including my own attitudes about life, but that's the journey life will take you on. You have to take its ups with its downs, and everything in between. So yeah, if you think life sucks, it only gets harder. But as my dad likes to remind me, it's not about how hard you get hit, it's about how many times you get back up. And I don't know who else needs to hear this, but the situation will only get worse if you let it continue deteriorating. And anyone who says that a man is an island is probably trying to sell you something. But I don't know. For now, I'm just happy enough to vibe. And if I am trying to sell anything, I'm trying to sell commissions and maybe some of my own merch. But you know what? I'm happy enough as long as I have the ability to continue creating. Because I'll be honest, AI just typing out an idea and hitting generate does not really do it for me. Because I want to be able to stick my hand in whatever I'm making and just see how cool it looks when I'm done, even if it looks like trash. I mean, I guess that's why I kind of gone to all sorts of weird crafting hobbies. And why I also enjoy choir so much. But the thing is, it would still be nice to make some money off on the side because of it. Not... I don't know. Let's see. I mean, I guess that also can explain why I'm trying to move away from more depressing sounding music and more towards, like, I guess, lively. Because, I'll be honest, the first few years, at least in college, I was kind of just drifting without a real aim or purpose. Like, I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't really know how to do it. And it was only after, I guess, some recent events, some self-reflection, that I realized half of why I was so gosh dang miserable was because because after I was done with work, I practically spent the rest of the day in my bed feeling like trash. And the only other time I didn't feel like, I guess, trash was when I was actually out on stream just drawing or playing games. I guess that's also why I started just finding nihilism to just be the dumbest ideology ever. And I mean nihilism in the sense that nothing matters, so what's the point in doing anything? Because I'll be honest, if you're saying that, you've basically already given up on everything, including life. And I'm also a person who just really believes that the best way to live your life is to ride the flow of it, try to plan around it, but most importantly, accept that sometimes you can't control the outcome. You can only control how you react to it. Because, I'll be honest, people have been predicting the end of the world for who knows how long. And who knows, maybe the world could end tomorrow. Maybe the sun blinked out of existence and we'll be plunged into darkness in less than 8 minutes. At the end of the day, I don't know that. So what's the point in trying to just... What's the point in sowing seeds of hate, or being vindictive and hateful in general? Just being the most malicious person possible, when instead you could sow seeds for a life of happiness. Because I'll be honest, you'll run into a lot of people you disagree with in life. Heck, I've run into quite a few people I disagree with here, and yet I'm still friends with them. Frankly, I value that connection over just an argument. Because if your friendship is built on more than whether or not you agree on specific things, but whether or not you respect each other, that's a long-lasting friendship that is probably going to get you somewhere. Because, yeah, I want to be told that I'm good the way I am, but I also want to know, well, you're good as you are, but you can be better. So I guess at the end of the day, that's what I'm really looking for. I want to know, what am I doing right, and what could I be doing better? Or at least, what can I do better that I can afford the time to do better? Because I know I'm definitely not going to have a lot of time to make better overlays. or commission, and I don't really have the commission to just up and pay whoever I want to make even better overlays. Because if I did, I probably would have commissioned an actual VTuber model, but I know I can't afford that, which is why almost everything in the stream is just a DIY project. Like, the only thing that isn't DIY is the music. Which I'm probably gonna need to pay for later. Thing is, right now, my focus is on doing the best I can with what I have and I'm able to do. Wait, Stream Element's working right now, I need to double check. Actually, there are several things I forgot to do, gosh dang it. This is kind of embarrassing. Oh yeah. See, where is... Ah, here it is. Where's Google? Goggle, I need your help, because apparently you're like the only thing that can run this thing without it breaking. Oh heck, I guess I'll just deal with that later. Sorry, hiccups. They're fun to deal with. Now, where? Yeah, the main reason right now I'm struggling a little is because I accidentally closed everything for class. And now I need to reopen a bunch of stuff that I forgot to. I think I can just bookmark this. There's the bookmark. Alright. Let's see, I think this should be working now. Let me check in Twitch, though. Yeah. When we hit 25, I'm planning on doing a Blender stream. Mostly because I actually managed to sort of set up a way for me to do that. But the other thing I'm trying to work on right now is actually finishing this piece so that I can announce a raffle so that I can announce a birthday raffle. Because basically what I'm planning on doing is just... Well, I'm planning a few different things, but this is mostly for my birthday streams, which is coming up on September 3rd. But I'm hoping to get a few people together to play Among Us. And then afterwards, I'm planning on doing a basically spinning the wheel for a raffle live on stream. I mean, it won't exactly be on my birthday because my birthday falls on a Sunday and I just refuse to stream on Sundays. Instead, I'm planning for it to be on Labor Day, mostly because I'm pretty sure I don't have class then. But if not, I'll probably just do it on Saturday instead. I need to double check whether or not I have class on that day. Actually, I think I can because... I mean, I know one of my classes has like a full calendar of what exactly is happening on what day, and if 4th is off, then should be clear for that. Or... I do have class then. Oh, that sucks. Well, regardless, I guess it's going to be a Saturday, or at least the Saturday afterwards. And I honestly thought that we wouldn't be having class on Labor Day, though. Worst comes to worst, it'll just be an all-night Among Us stream. Amogus. To be honest, though, I actually just do want to try collabing with more people. It's just that I never have the time. The main struggle, of course, is obviously, like with all D&D groups, is just finding a time when everyone can stream. Because one of the people I do want to stream with, I think her schedule mostly lines up with the evenings, so... Or not evenings. She tends to stream more in the morning, while I only really have time to do evenings. I have so many calendar events to go through. That's only because my mom just dumped all of them in here at once. Anyways. For now, I'm just working on carving out some shadows that... I'll be honest, there are like some small pieces I'm not too fond of. I just did the best I could. Yeah. Thing is, the initial sketch looked nice, it's just that it sort of fell apart. I mean, it looks okay, it's just, like, not great. Of course, it'll probably look better once I do all of the balancing of colors and lighting. Because I'll be honest, the way I do things, the first pass is always rough and messy. So, it really is just a case of fine-tuning. Now, where was I? Alright, I was refining the light shadows, because when I shade, the first pass I always do for shadows is ambient occlusion. Although, I'll be honest, I probably should start changing how I do that to be a bit more reflective of... Basically, I probably should start doing more so lights first, then occlusion occlusion. I mean, I don't know. Thing is, sometimes by the end of the entire process, I don't need all of the dark shadows. Sometimes I do. It really is a case of it's a coin flip as to whether or not I need them. I guess the other big thing I have to work on is figuring out hands and, like, there are, like, 3 sections I want to work on. It's, like, thighs, the elbows to the shoulders, and the hands. Like, my hands are incredibly hit or miss. Like, if they're in a weird pose, they're definitely almost always misses, but sometimes I can get them to look like hits. Yeah, another fun class I do have coming up tomorrow at the very least is mobile app technologies, so that'll be fun. According to my professor, the most frustrating part of that entire class is probably going to be Android Studio. Because apparently there's a near constant stream of updates, and 90% of the time is probably going to be trying to figure out where certain stuff went. He's a really great guy. Oh yeah, earlier today, one of my choir directors invited me to be a part of the choir council or whatever, and she invited me to be the to be the person in charge of social media. It's like, look, I'm technically supposed to be my own social media manager. Even I forget to post sometimes. So, me being the social... So, I highly advise against giving me responsibility for the entirety of Chapel Choir's social media needs. Because I knew I would not be able to keep up with both that and my own shenanigans that I have regular for. Like, I forget to post on Instagram on a near constant basis. The thing is, I started posting on Instagram first, and I still forget to post. Ah. Okay. Yeah, let's see. I think that's a little dramatic. That sounds... Anyways, where was I? Gosh dang, I completely forgot to get some tea while I was at it. Let's see... Oh, Rip Star. I just realized I forgot... I set up something to charge my phone, and I just put it down upside down. Anyways. All I know is, like, right now, I feel like this is the easier phase, which is because it's mostly just, like, making sure light looks like it's hitting from the same direction consistently. Although, I think a large part of it is I'm probably gonna have to go back and do some fixes and edits. Like, I think I may have just pushed the bottom area to be way too dark. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it is me, maybe it isn't. It's probably something I'm gonna end up fixing, like, post. Where things overlap weirdly like that, I'm struggling the most with. Mostly because I'm going to have to push back some of the shadow, push back some of the light later. Because this is like a constant game of refinement. Okay, I think that looks decent. Alright, I think the only thing I have left to do now is, like, this arm for this particular source. And the first thing I'm going to think is completely out of light is this. Then I think I'm just gonna carve upward and slowly just remove more and more. Obviously, this is also not in light. And just keep in mind, this is currently how I'm doing it because I think I've been feeling too stressed to even properly think about just illustration. I mean, I might end up going back to, or I might end up just doing more cel-shaded work in the future because I feel a little bit more comfortable with that, but I kind of do want to continue experimenting with the semi-realistic rendering style. Like, not really a realistic rendering style, overall art style, more like what was the Japanese shading system, like the 1, 2, 3 shadows? Like, that is something that is interesting that I kind of want to learn. Because it's actually a pretty good system at explaining how shadows work. Because, I'll be honest, the main way that I learned shading and whatnot was Mark Renee's method. Because I felt that his method offered me the most flexibility in terms of what I wanted to do. And that was basically more or less shade your model as if you're looking at it in a 3D, in like a 3D viewing software. No lights, no nothing, just the impression of the shadows reflect how close something is to something else. But I think for this, the main issue right now, I'm having is that I just could not get the fingers to look right. I mean, even after I redrew them several times, they just would not come out decently. So, while I will be sharing this piece, it's probably going to be one of the ones that I just end up only posting once and then never posting anywhere else again. Because the main thing that I really wanted to get with this is just a concept of a different variation of my current model that still has the ponytail. It's just that I kind of end up, as nice as the hat is, I'm not really feeling it. Like, I am feeling the glasses, I am feeling almost everything else. Like, there are just small pieces of it that I'm not feeling. Believe it or not, this is actually how I wear my hair sometimes. Like, I literally will take the stick and use it as the only thing to hold up my entire ponytail. And it is possible, it's just difficult to get right the first few times. Oh yeah, that's right. I think I still need to go in and change my Twitch schedule to reflect my new schedule. Like I said, this week is kind of going to be a disaster, so I'm probably for now just going to completely clear my schedule just to reflect that. Also, I hope anyone who doesn't know this, but they find the little closed captions useful. Let's see, where is it? Alright. Yeah, the other half of this is also just not just erasing shadows, but adding highlights. There's extensions. Alright. All I know is that I'm occasionally gonna have to refresh my main... refresh how it looks on, y'all's end, only just so I can be sure that it looks okay. Now... Now the other issue... I just realized, for some reason, Stream Elements isn't working. Did I get signed out of Stream Elements and now it can't tell what is going on? Because I'm pretty sure it should have gone off at least once by now. Yeah, it definitely should have. Why did so much stuff just randomly get turned off? That's annoying. 'Cause maybe now that it's open, it'll actually cause things to work. Alright. Oh yeah, another thing I'm probably going to be working on is trying to understand Unreal Engine, only because uh I do have a speculative opportunity that'll pay me a decent amount for just working on a project. So I'm probably going to definitely take that opportunity, especially since it's like $15 an hour, and it'll probably also count towards my work study. Because I'll be honest, I started Twitch largely just as a side thing to help me, to both encourage me to continue learning stuff, but also just develop my skills as an artist. Like, Twitch is my place to just create art, and for now, it's a hobby. I don't know if I'm going to go anywhere with it, but if I do, it's fun. If not, oh well. I'm having fun with y'all. So I'm probably in the future going to try and do more art streams, only because that's why I originally started doing this. I'll be honest, I kind of miss art streams. I guess there are also a few other things that I'm going to be working on doing, and a lot of them are just like related to me trying to be a healthier person overall. Because I think this summer I kind of just wasted a lot of time just wallowing. And hopefully I can continue carrying this energy. But yeah, that's enough about me. Now that I think about it, I'm probably gonna need to take a break to get some water. Didn't mean to select all of that. Alright. Why does it default to the... I swear. Default is sometimes annoying. I mean, I know it's trying to help, but in most cases it's kinda not. I want this to be more of like a gem type thing. Which is probably why I'm going to be... Okay, that looks nice. And I guess after that I actually need to do the eyes too. Or at least do that for the eyes too. also spread out a little over this. That, I think. Probably should have actually carved out the eyes before doing that. Let's see. I mean, I know this eye is mostly carved out. It's this one that's really more of a wreck. Oh, my roommate just came in. Just give me a second. Alright, I'm back. Anyways. I now think about it. Brighten up this area a little. That area would be in shade. Yeah, there we go. Might go back to that shading layer and just move this out a little. I think that looks a little better from a distance. Alright. Raise that. There we go. I think now I can actually put in the highlights and underglows. And this side I'm gonna have to, like, softly erase. Only so that it doesn't... not that much. How does that look? Yeah, I think that looks a little bit better. I mean, this I could probably use a lot more work. Or at least a little bit more refinement. Yeah, I think that looks a lot better now. The other half of this is also going to be balancing out. I think this is going to rapidly be approaching the stage where I need to... This final step is the harder part, which is just like refining it for the color, refining the tuning for the colors. I mean, this obviously isn't the final stage. I'm going to be doing a lot more tuning after this. It's just... I mean, the main goal, at least, is to make sure it's readable in this, and then... I guess the second stage is to also make sure it's readable in pure black and white. Where's saturation? There it is. Like, if it's readable like that, then it's definitely going to be readable in the final version. I think that's pretty readable. That might... see. I mean, I might need to do something a little darker around the hands area, around the mid-section piece, but that's something that can be refined later. Now, let's see. Oh yeah, I do this whole thing just to add a little bit of extra spice to it. How does that work? That look pretty readable from afar? Yeah, I think so. Of course, another extra thing I kind of enjoy doing, turn off. I don't like working with too many light sources all at once, mostly because otherwise it just becomes incredibly hard to manage. What did I want? Oh, right. A little bit of extra thing I like to do. Warm up the main color with red, obviously. and then just either warm up the primary color of the light or cool it off. That. I think. I know. That also did the same thing. Now, you can see this clear distinction there, but just blur it out, and I think it's a little bit of a nice touch. Although it's... see. I guess the other part of this, though, that I need to do is also... where's reference? There it is. In general, just work with one light source on at a time, otherwise it's going to get incredibly hard to keep track of what's going on. But I think the next thing I'm going to need to do for this... just do some minor corrections where it's basically impossible for the light to be hitting. Gosh dang it, I've been trying to erase... ah, that is embarrassing. No wonder it wasn't disappearing. Alright, there we go. Alright. Curious. I think I'm just gonna have to continue racing away. Of course, this is obviously the slowest part. Anyways, we're... I'm just gonna completely remove this and just apply it myself. It actually looks a lot better since I did it myself on this thing. Alright, and then these... I think it's just gonna be also easier if I just hand do it. There we go. I'm beginning to think I might have actually caused it to spread too much, which is why it's looking like such a mess. Where was I? Hmm. Alright. That looks a little better now that that should be. Yeah, I'm liking that a lot better. So to add some more, like, upward emphasis, I'm probably gonna warm up the top. Okay. Oh wait, I think I need to turn off reference. Okay, let's move that line up. Oh, not gradient map. Alright, now is the fun part where I just start balancing everything out. I mean, no. Let's see, duplicate. I mean, that also looks nice. I mean, theoretically, the end goal of the coloring phase is that it will look good, or the lighting phase is that it will look good with or without. Oh, basically, it needs to look good with or without the lighting for me to consider the lighting stage done. Or with or without this particular layer to call it done. I think it does. And then there's blending mode. Okay, this is the harder part of it, which is just imprinting this over it in a, I think, luminosity mode. And where's math? And then obviously doing the same thing with that. Duplicate this. Undo that. Sure, only one of them is selected. Duplicate this. Turn off one of them and delete the other. And then set this. Oh, wait. I know what I'm doing, I just keep forgetting the order of it. And I think I need to do the same thing to this layer. Okay, that did not go how I thought it would. And then create another layer of pure black back underneath it and see if that works. Okay, that's not pure black. Quickly turn all of this off just to see how it looks. Oh, that's why it did not work because it was set to multiply? Normal? Okay, yeah, I think that looks a lot better. So I think I might add some more light to, more light to the hair over here. Just to brighten, just to add a little bit more to it. That's over. Yeah, it is. Of course, another thing I like to do to add a bit more is just invert this and set it to add. Although I think I'm gonna have to choose a different... Well, I usually go with like a cooler... layer. Because the final phase of this is always just adjusting the lights without the intensity of lights. This is more of an atmospheric light. That on top. Nope, that didn't work. Alright, now select this. And then apply the mask. And just to be extra safe, I'm gonna create a whole new group, turn this one off, and then delete the excess for my own management's sake, because I know I can't keep track of all of this. I think it's generally a better idea to... Gosh dang it. Better idea to put all the atmospheric lights as the layer. Do that. I'm doing all sorts of fun struggling today. And then this to luminosity, which is all the way at the bottom. Alright, there we go. I think that looks a little better. Because the final stage of this is slightly more complicated, and I like having duplicates in case, obviously, something dumb like what I did earlier happens. But this final stage is one that's, or at least for me, is one that's both incredibly easy and incredibly hard. But that is just balancing all of these lights and shadows so that they don't overwhelm each other. Like, in the sense that they're visible, but they also don't drown out the entire thing. So while I think this looks good, I think I might need to push the background a little further into the, well, back. And I think this I made with a random texture brush. What color is this? Push it a little less saturated, but blue, or cooler. I'm gonna pick another random texture. I mean, most of how I end up developing some of these is just like make stuff stand out from the background. I use a lot of texture. Alright, I think that looks... Everything stands out from the background aside from like maybe down here, so maybe I'll push something. I'll just smudge around some details to distinguish that area from the back. The only thing I'm really not liking is just how the shirt just seems to merge into everything. So I guess one thing I theoretically could do is just take a curve and pull this down. I want it to stay relatively constant there, but I don't want... Mostly up here that I want to experience that change. I think that looks a bit more visible. Like, it isn't getting just lost. Here's what batteries my iPad at. Oh, mighty phone, do you know how long until my iPad decides fate? No, you do not. Yeah, that's nice. How do we eat individual out? Okay, I think that actually looks pretty nice. Although there are some things where I'm probably gonna have to mess around a little bit more. No, I think that's pretty good. I think the final phase now is just adding a little bit of overlay to add some saturation to the edge of shadows. Clipping mask. I think I'm in the history I have. I'm gonna use this since I think it's a nice sort of intermediary. And what I'm going to do is just lightly add hints of it towards the edge of, like, shadows. Or at least the edge of harsh... the edge of transitions. Between, like, light and dark. And I mean, like, a few key places where it could really use the warmth to better visualize it. I guess the other way I've had of just, like, dealing with this problem is just duplicating layers and just inverting everything except setting them to multiply. Like, this. Invert. And where's multiply is the other way. I mean, obviously, the main issue is just, like... So yeah, there's going to be a bunch of intense... how do I put it? Contrast. Which is why I normally have to just... Which is why balancing everything out is just the most important part of this entire process. Because if everything is set to max, it just looks horrific. Huh. Okay. I mean, normally I also have these set to, like, flat colors. Where is... I'm gonna duplicate this so I don't have to deal with it being weird. Drag this all the way to the top. Set this to normal, and then turn off clipping. Clipping. Okay, now I can delete that and just fill layer. Obviously, do the same for this. Oh yeah, the reason why I say drag it all the way to the top is so that it just does not destroy the clipping hierarchy upon me deleting it. That is painful. Alright, let's get rid of it. Why is this set to add? Is that why it's weird? It's looking weird? What is that? I could have sworn I just heard email. Oh yeah, it was an email. Thanks LinkedIn for letting me know that I have more job invitations. Okay, that shouldn't bother me. Why are my timers not working? Oh well. I'm just gonna set this back to being basic black. I'll be honest, I like the overall design, but I think my main issue is that I think this looks good overall, just not really fully it for me. Like, I think I'm probably just gonna end up switching out how I style my hair, because everything else I've done with the design looks kind of mid. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and call this piece mostly done. Quickly turn off all of these, just to see how they build on one another. Oh, I think I know why this looks so weird. It's probably because the weird thing I did and attempt to just... there's no way... You know what? That's why I have this layer saved as backup in case something... I end up not liking one of my decisions. And so... Well, instead of just having to do everything all over again, I can just move a duplicate layer up to the top of the hierarchy. And okay, there we go. Layer, mark that down. Multiply. No, I did not mean to do that. I meant to select this and then delete it. Of course, now this I'm gonna have to dial back down. Same with this. Why was that set to max? Oh, I think I know what I need to do with this. Where's gradient? No, not that. This I need to drag down, but this I need to drag up. Okay, I think that looks a little better. Oh, thanks for the follow, Glammy. Thanks for follow, Glammy. I'm just gonna put this back to being black. Yeah, that looks a lot better if I just set it to black. Yeah, I think I really should just trust my old process where I just didn't really mess with these. I think it just looks a lot better. Actually. And that's fine. Of course, now the next step is just softening some of the lines out of overlap. Where's it? I'm gonna turn these off. This goes to 100, this goes to 20. Hmm. $100. 8 divided by 2 is 5 plus 39. And this is 4, 9, 9. There we go. $84, 12. That theoretically should look a little nicer and softer now. Yeah, that looks nice. Alright. I think that's all I'm really gonna have time for tonight, only because, I still have class in the morning. I'm gonna go ahead and sign this piece off and call it a night. Where's overlay? I'm gonna sign it in. Okay, I can't find a good. I'm just gonna sign it. Here. There we go. Utterly pro. Oh, hi Ziggy. Thanks for dropping by. I'll be honest, it's my first time. Oh, thanks. It's been a while since I've drawn. I'm alright with how it turned out. I honestly feel like it could have turned out better, but I think it was mostly a case of I was only half paying attention while sketching, so the line art obviously couldn't be any better. I mean, this also largely existed as just like a concept experiment idea with a potential redesign. Although I'm thinking I'm probably gonna stick with the same attire and just change the hair. Well, portions of the hair. I'm just not really feeling the hat that much anymore. It's supposed to be mostly green. It's just I end up using a purple lighting for most of this piece. I mean, I'm definitely not calling this the best thing in the world, but I'm not calling it the worst either. Because I like how it mostly turned out, for the most part. All I know is that the other thing I'm planning on working on right now, is this. Just give it a second to load. There we go. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with this character. I'm mostly just experimenting with possible ideas. So, if you have an idea, feel free to just, like, spitball. Because I did mess around with, like, the idea of just making a witch-type character. Okay. I really do like the idea of type of D. Yeah. I mean, I think that was where I was originally going when I was just goofing around with the hair. It's just that I couldn't figure out a decent way to draw a witch's hat that didn't look incredibly weird. Well, not really weird, more so that I just cannot draw the brims of hats that well. I mean, I'll be honest, as an artist, I have all sorts of different things to learn and mess around with. I also have a lot on my plate that I also need to keep track of as just a college student in general. Really like the idea of just big, poofy sleeves. Like, bit tight up top, but they just bellow outward the further along you get. Yeah, that is very true. Anyone who says otherwise is selling something. Or they're... yeah. How do you draw that thing? It's alright. Thanks for dropping by anyways. I mean, I got the main thing I want to get done for tonight, so I'm happy enough just working on getting this part done. I mean, I already know I'm going to have to rework a decent portion of my schedule for just due to the fact that times are different now. I think that's a decent start off. I mean, obviously, it's far from being done. Because current exercise just get the idea out on the page, as opposed to just get it completely done. I'm probably gonna end off the night with a few just general sketches. Because I find like attempting to do weird poses with and without references just gives me a lot more to gives me a bit more space to focus on the overall figure as opposed to just everything else. Because where I usually start is just with the line of action. And then just slowly constructing a figure around it. He goes approximately here. And I think this is the leg that's canted slightly backward. This knee's over here, the ankle's somewhere over here, and I think I've placed... lag. I don't know why it does that sometimes. Like, sometimes it'll just lag the heck out. I think that looks okay. Mm-mm. You know, you can. See. I think I'm gonna call that a night, only because I have stuff to do tomorrow. But, thanks everyone for dropping by. I am now larger than all of you. Have a great night. Okay, I'm kidding. But, yeah, I just changed that. Thanks for hanging around. Have a great night. Later.